Just that. All right. There we go. Uh, all right. Good evening. Let me get my speaker over here. Oh, so let me kill my volume on the phone. Give me 1 second, folks. All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you all had a good day. I had a good day. It was really good day. I was really happy. You have no idea. We'll talk about that in just a second. Uh, just want to remind everybody before we get jumping off into things that this is a very family friendly channel. I would ask you all to be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness, and we will have a good chat. Otherwise, if you cannot abide by simple, easy rules, those awesome people lit up in blue with the blue wrenches will boot you out of here. So we are going to do that. And so, excuse me. All right. So uh, I had got a call out the other day to my gravel guy, and we were talking. And I know he couldn't bring stone all the way in, okay, because the road is just not going to happen, right? So I was talking to him, and I said, "Hey, you know what? What about if you brought stone in and hit that upper part and did that upper part, and then whatever else is put it in that spot where I had the stone before, and then I can, truckload at a time, pickup truckload at a time, bring it in and, put it where it needs to go." And he said, "Yeah, we can do that." And I said, "All right, cool." So he had talked about possibly getting in here yesterday to get the first load in. Wasn't able to do it yesterday, so he called me this morning and said, "Hey, man, I got your load of stone." Or I said, "Yep, He said, "I'll be there in a half an hour." And I said, "Okay." And so he came over, and a lot of that first load went into the road itself. Only a small amount from the first load actually went into the pile. And what a difference! And he left me. I think I had it on the video. Left me a spot that I had to move by hand into the trenches there, the ruts. So we did that. Um, then he said he'd probably it's for where he gets the stone, and by the time he gets back, you're looking at 3.5, almost 4 hour turnaround time. So since Ron is in the chat, I wanted to show you guys for tonight, because before when we do the egg count tonight, the giveaway book for tonight is right here, and this is Roland's Post Apocalyptic Railroad, okay, by Ron Foster. So that will be the giveaway book tonight when we do the egg count. So whoever wins the egg count will win that book. All right. So just letting you guys know ahead of time, early in the chat. So if you're, paying attention and you want to be part of that, it is when we do the egg count. All right. So let me go back to what I was saying. I just saw Ron in the chat. I'm like, oh crap, I got to mention this really quickly. Um, so what we did, we had him put in, like I said, as much as we could, and then we moved the rest of that stone out. I actually do have a call out to my neighbor who owns the property next to me, and I talked to him, and actually he came back, or he came over and met me on the top and was helping me shovel stone later when the second load came in. But Steve and I were up there and working on that first part and did that part there, pulling stone down. And when he came back, he dumped the majority of the load up on top, and then he backed in and put some more stone lower down. So actually, I posted some pictures of it on Instagram. If you guys want to check that out, and you will see the load of stone up on top that has to be moved. So my neighbor helped me get a load of stone on the pickup truck. And so I don't overload the pickup truck because otherwise it rides way too low on the axles, and that's not a good thing either. But what I had done previous today, which I haven't shown on video, we had a lot of concrete that we had previously for the build with the pavilion. And so he did do a reverse dump, JJ. That's what he was doing, but he could only go down so far because it was so soft, and that's why he could only get so far back down the hill like that. So that's why he did it that way. But so before we had gone up the first time, Steve and I took all those bags of Quikrete, and just so you guys know ahead of time, all the bags that we had bought the first time, not the ones that we were storing in the woodshed, not those. Those ones were fine. The other ones that were under the tarp with the wood, they were all rock hard. So actually, it worked out really, really well. We took all of the bags of concrete because I can always go and buy more, and I put them full bags. Never took them out of the bags, and put them into the ruts down in the upper meadow for that first turn. Okay, and so we did that. I'll do a video. I'll show you guys that because I'm going to be tomorrow is going to be moving stone day. But so what we did is when my neighbor had helped me load that load of stone, then Steve and I came back in, and I basically unloaded that stone in that area. And the game plan is, so the concrete bags are, I don't know, that thick. You put they're nice and hard. It's like a rock. It's like putting a big rock in there, okay? And then we're just going to cover everything with the stone. So that's what I started doing tonight. And so the first load of stone that I'm bringing in is there now. The game plan is going to be, because of the fact of the weather, the road, the way that it is, I'm just going to have him bring me a load when I'm ready. I'm going to take it truckload by truckload and make my road better. And it sucks. It's going to be a ton of hard work, but we're going to get there. We're going to get there. It's just going to take time. This is what it's going to take. It's going to take time. But really happy with the progress today. So 2 loads of gravel came today, and I will tell you, a load of gravel down here for 25 tons, right? So the first load was $705 and change. The second load, again, 25 tons, ended up being $706 and change. So number 2 stone is what we're using right now to get a good base. And so, yeah, not cheap, but it's by the time everybody gets back down here for the next get together in February, uh, we should be road's not going to be done by any stretch. Okay, so that's not going to be the road will be perfect. No, but we will have a good start on that. So what I'm going to try to coordinate, just so for all my members that are watching, what I'm going to try to coordinate is that I have a full load there at the homestead when everybody comes down, and then when we have everybody there, we can do all hands on deck and really get a bunch of loads in pretty quickly, and and get 25 tons spread out. And like, so the game plan, as we that first part is a mess, so that has to be pretty much, the whole thing has to be filled in. But as we get back into the woods, basically the tracks that we're driving is what we're going to be working on. And so that is that's what we're going to do with that. But it's just again, how do you eat an elephant? You eat them one bite at a time. So tomorrow, I plan to be up early. I am tired tonight. I feel good though. I don't feel sore. I did move quite a bit of stone today with the shovel and stuff like that, but I feel pretty good. The game plan is hopefully, if it depends on my energy level and where I'm at, I'm going to try to do at least 3 loads of gravel tomorrow, because we have rain coming in on Sunday, and then then on Monday we're looking at possible snow showers. So obviously, if it's raining, I'm not going to be out there moving stone if it's raining. But I'll feel the soreness tomorrow. No, actually, I'll tell you what. you know, I'm in pretty decent shape for being a fat guy. So I'm pretty solid upper body wise. I'm pretty solid. And so, yeah, how about them Cowboys? Took care of business. You know, and let me just look. So I'm going to give you a quick assessment, real quick on the upcoming game between the Cowboys and San Francisco. Prudy, the rookie backup quarterback for San Francisco, has not faced a defense like the Dallas Cowboys, number one. I think that they will put a lot of pressure on him, and we'll see how that goes that way. Hopefully, we will have the, um, you know, Dak will have another good game, and they don't make a lot of mistakes. San Francisco's defense is tough, but I think that the Cowboys can win that game. I really do. So, but I'm a diehard fan anyway, so I'd probably say that if they had no chance, no, I'd probably be honest if I didn't think that they had a chance, but I think they got a pretty good chance. I have crushed granite on my driveway, but needs another 12 truckloads to be installed at about $1,000 a load. It's not happening anytime soon. John, I understand that, my friend. I do. I will tell you this right now. If it wasn't for my group that we have and everybody contributing, this would not be happening down here. So just being honest, I'm very, like I said again, having a good group of people, and we're working together, and we have a common goal, and it's going to come together. There's a lot of work to do, obviously, over the next several weeks before everybody comes back. I'm going to be you're probably going to be bored to death because a lot of videos you're going to see is going to be stay with a larger stone. I know it's more money, but you save much with extra labor. No, I agree, Freehawk. Getting a big stone in there. That's what we got up in that one stretch through the woods, and that one stretch is awesome. That 2/10 of a mile is fantastic. It's just the rest. The rest of the road just needs a lot of work. So pleasantly plumbed by Presbyterian with Presbyterian features. Oh my God, that's too funny. Well, I could stand to lose a few pounds. Let's put it like this. And doing stuff like this is definitely very, very helpful. Like I said, I've been walking more as well, and I think that makes a difference. But like a day like today, when I'm doing a ton of physical labor that way, I'm really not out getting the walk in. But like I said, I'm really excited to be able to do something with this road because it's been super, super frustrating. And knowing that the road is too soft for him to even get in there, and you own the mobile home at the end of the road. I don't know what you're talking. A mobile home. You want some more goji berries in the spring for your uh, Prepstead's home? Yes, that would be great. Ron, would be great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much also for the donation as well. I do appreciate that as well. But yeah, I'm excited, guys. I mean, it's like, when I can get at something and get going with it, it really, to me, is very exciting. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but we've had, uh, yeah, Ann Lockie just said all the wet weather. We've had a ton of wet weather. It's been a very wet winter, a very mild winter. Normally, it's not as mild down here. I was told by the locals that generally you were looking at maybe 20s at night through January and February, 30s in the daytime. And, we've obviously been much warmer than that, except for the prepper get together weekend. But my thing is, like I said, I'm in a position where I can, you know, get going with this. And the more stone that I get in that road, the better it's going to be. The white mobile home that is the end of your drive. Oh, who does that belong? That's the neighbor, Janet. That's my neighbor. That's actually the people that I bought the property from. That's where they live. They live up on top of the road there. But yeah, it's yep, I got you. I got you. Yeah, that's the people that I bought the property from. Wonderful people. Love having them as neighbors. One of the things I told them when I bought the property, I had said to them, I said, so how do you feel about having a Yankee as a neighbor? And they're like, "Oh no, we're good with that," because they know, I'm good people. So Mauer missed 4 extra points. No, I saw that. Yeah, he had a bad day. He had a real bad day. He kicked the last one though. He did kick the last one. Well, hopefully he doesn't do that, in a close game. That would not be good. You don't want that to be something that you're dealing with. But hey, the guys kicked some good field goals this year, and so he had a snafu game. Thank goodness he had a snafu game in a game that the Yankees blew out the opponent. You don't want to have that kind of game and have it cost your team a victory. So, but anyway, so no, I just I'm really really excited. With what's going on down here, making progress on that road is just, you have no idea how badly that's been on my mind, and I was just super psyched to be able to get at it, get going with it, get things done, and I'm really really excited. Moving forward, what can we get done? What can we get accomplished? And so, you know, um, I realize that it's going to be, like I said, it's nothing but bulwark right now with that road. And I, like I said, I did take some pictures. If you want to check out Prepperness One on Instagram, you'll see the pile up at the top that we are going to be working with. And so I have that there, and I'll be doing more video too, of course. But it's just I'm going to do what I can, and if I get tired, then I'll stop, and we'll go from there. But I'm pretty sure I could probably get 3 loads in there tomorrow, which will put a nice dent. Um, I'll put a nice dent in that turn, and that's what I really want to get done, squared away. Honestly, more than anything else, the rest of it, there's spots that are sloppy. There's some spots that are just wet, but yeah, the bunker's coming along. I may not get a chance to work on that because I got all that work in the road to do. The road is kind of more important right now. When we get the group together again, we can always work on the bunker some more, which is not a big deal. But I definitely want to keep working on the bunker. But like I said, right now that road is definitely a priority. Um, and so I'm going to do bull grunt work and get at it, and it may not look like a lot when I'm doing it, but every little bit is going to help. And so getting that little bit of stone tonight into that lower section on top, like I said, I already started burying some of the bags of Quikrete. Yeah, the bunker's a long-term project, right, Okie Forge, and that ain't going anywhere. So, and that's not impeding us on getting in and out of here. So, you figure realistically, if we ever get to a point where it's freezing out, enough, and I can get him to bring me a load all the way in, believe me, I'm going to do it that way. Um, how big is the bunker? We're right now, we're still digging down. Right now, Diesel, we're probably 10.5 feet deep into the bunker, and we're extending it out widthwise, because once we put concrete block in there for the walls, it's going to end up eating up some of the space in there. Where does the vineyard go? I can get you some grapes too. What I'm going to do with that, Ron, thank you, and that would be great. I would appreciate that. That upper section up here, I already had put some grapes in there, and the deer got in there at it, so I definitely got to get some fencing in there so that stops them from doing so. But also, I have, yeah, behind the camper here is an area that I could do some planting of stuff as well. Ed, what is the plan when SHTF for the road? You won't get gravel. Well, hopefully, John, by that point, we'll have the road in good shape. Probably in an SHTF situation, there's not going to be a lot of traveling with heavy equipment on that road, meaning trucks and cars. We're not going to be going in and out a lot. So once you can't get gas anymore, you're not going to be able to do that. So hopefully we have that road in really good shape, and it's not going to be taking the heavy beating, like it has right now this year. So that's kind of the game plan for that. So hopefully we get the road squared away before SHTF does happen. That would be nice, but you know, it's just it's it's like I said, right now that's now that I have a game plan and how I want to do it, and I'm really excited about that. So, but like I said, it'll all come together. Again, it's just going to take time and hard work, and I've never been afraid of either one. As a lot of people like to point out, I like to move stone, but I do, and it sounds weird, but I really do enjoy it. And I'm not going to lie, I really, really enjoy it. So, uh, it's very satisfying doing that when you see we're going to get into, we're 21 minutes into the stream, haven't talked about the debt ceiling at all. We're going to get into that in just a second. I promise we'll get into the topic. But no, it's like, you got to be willing, to step up and do what needs to be done. And like I said, I've never had a problem doing that. And when you see progress with what you're doing, it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. And so, but anyway, all right. So let's actually talk about the topics. What do we got? 333 in the chat. We're at 137 on the thumbs up, guys. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, which is more than half of you, if you would do so, I would appreciate it. It really for showing support for the channel. And also, it really does make a big, big difference with the algorithms. So the more interaction for the channel, the better. So I appreciate it for that reason as well. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And again, a quick reminder, when we do the egg count, we are going to be giving away this new Ron Foster book today. And this is Ronald's Post-Apocalyptic Railroad by Ron Foster. That's going to be given away to the person that gets the correct guess today with the egg count. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the debt ceiling. All right. Obviously, going through the debt ceiling once again. It's the same type of situation, honestly, guys, like they do with the same thing that they do with when the White House goes over budget and they haven't done it yet, they don't shut down the government officials. They still get paid. What they'll shut down is like the museums and those type of things, and they'll lay those people off until they can get a new budget passed and approved. The problem is the debt ceiling as they continue to, and they will raise the debt ceiling once again. That's what they're going to do. They've done it over and over again. It's not going to change. They're going to just raise the debt ceiling. But what that is doing, because of that, it is devaluing the dollar. Because at some point, how much debt can you carry? When is enough enough? And you have to take those things into consideration. And so those are things that people really need to be thinking about, moving forward. What are you going to do? How are you going to handle this? What kind of things are you going to take care of that way? So, there is going to be a breaking point. There's going to be a breaking point. Uh, a lot of people are very concerned about an economic collapse. All right. I honestly believe, and this is just my strictly my opinion, I think before we have an economic collapse, we will have a grid down situation, because an economic collapse is going to be catastrophic. A grid down situation is also going to be catastrophic. There's no way at this point, realistically, they continue to borrow. You're not going to ever get ahead. You're not ever going to get ahead. And so at some point, there's going to be a breaking point. And so when that happens, like I said, I think it'll just, I think we're watching This gradual downhill slope is where we're headed right now. And you know, I don't make predictions of how long we have. I have a lot of concerns. Going to be 100% honest, I have a lot of concerns, and so you know, I believe we're on that downhill slope. It's coming. We, you know, we're looking at a recession, another possible Great Depression. You know, when you're having, I think was it Google today just announced they're going to be laying off another 12,000 people. So, you know, you're talking about more and more and more people getting laid off. You know, where are they going to go? Where are they going to be able to make the kind of money that they were making with Google, what they were making with, you know, Twitter, what they were making with, you know, Facebook? You know, now it's Meta. They changed the name. Like that makes any kind of difference. But you know, they're probably not going to find jobs where they can make that kind of money, you know, like they were making before. Microsoft just did, yeah, they just announced another 10,000 layoffs, and they make pretty decent money. You know, I just bought my first 10 ounces of silver eagles. Good, that's good, Terrence. Silver is a great thing to have. I actually had somebody sent me, you know, for Christmas, they sent me a 50-cent piece silver. So I was really, really happy about that. Love getting that. So thank you for the person that sent that. I won't mention names, but the person that sent that, I very much appreciated. I've had people send me, you know, pre 1964 and older quarters before. Love them too. Uh, any kind of silver you can stack up, guys, it's not a bad thing. I think it's something that's not going to lose its value. It's going to retain that value, and so you know, just got to keep on keeping on is all any of us can do right now. And so I wanted to talk to really quickly about the new series that I'm doing. And so I did the first video of $10 a week budgeting on you know, prepping on a budget, right? What I plan on doing, what I plan on doing is like, so I showed the first video, I put that up already. And I'm going to put it in a series too. So it's like, just like the bunker build is its own series. I'll put this in there as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to go out and do that $10 a week and make those videos. But then I'm going to show you what I have, what we're doing with it, how long that's going to give you food wise. And we're going to discuss these different things, and we're going to talk about the dynamics of how, why, what, and where of everything that we're doing and the thought process behind it, and just kind of show people how simple it really truly is to put yourself in a good situation in a relatively short period of time. I want you to remember something. Anything that you are doing, anything that you are doing that is going to put you into a better situation long term, right? So I had somebody who was in a comment that had put down a list of things, and it was you know, it was a good list except for one aspect of it. It's like lunch meat. It was like some kind of lunch meat that you could pick up. Okay, what we're focusing on with this series is more long-term sustainable food. There was a comment that was made, and I try to, a lot of times I want to try to talk about in the live streams different comments of what I'm thinking about, or address comments. Hey, Asif, in about 3 to 4 years, the interest on the debt will equal the yearly GDP. Even if we tax 100% of the economy, we couldn't pay the interest. Think about it. And that's exactly what, that's one of the points. That's a great point, Asif. And there is a breaking point. You're going to hit that point where you can never pay the debt back, because you're just basically paying on that interest, and you're never making it that way. And so they're going to have to do either some kind of a reset. There's going to be an event that happens that's going to be catastrophic to the economy, and then, you know, they'll reset everything and change everything, and all that'll be gone, and we'll start from fresh. And do not be surprised if that point, if it possibly, I'm not saying it's going to be, but if they came out with some kind of digital currency, because what better way to control people, right? So don't be shocked if that something like that happens down the road. But getting back to my point, what I was going to say, um, you know, they gave me this list and they had like the lunch meat on it. Oh, I'm going to talk about the rice. Somebody made a comment about, oh, rice is no nutritional value, blah blah blah. What rice is, folks? Rice is a filler. You use rice, you cook up rice, you add things to that rice, and that will help fill you up. Now, I know that, like, nutritionally, there's not a lot of nutrition in rice, okay? Granted. But if you're putting greens in with it, if you're mixing a gravy packet mix in with that, if you are doing those type of things, it really um, is a good thing, meat or whatever the case may be. What we're going to do, like I said, with this series, I'm going to show you a really simple way, 4 weeks in a month. After a month, I'm going to put everything together as well, and I'm going to explain everything as we go, the process, the thought behind it, why we're getting what we're getting. We're looking for long-term food stuff that's going to last, that we can utilize, that we can eat, that we can save, and that's what this series is going to be about. And so I think it's a good thing. But people who eat a lot of rice, their bodies are more relaxed because of the nervous system health. Yeah, I love rice. I'll be honest with you. I think rice is fantastic. I enjoy eating rice. And again, you can take rice, and if you just ate rice all the time, it would kind of suck. Now, rice, butter, nice amount of melted butter on the rice, a little bit of salt. I love rice that way. But you also, like I said, there's so many different things that you can do to change up the taste of that rice to make it not be the same taste all the time. And like one of those things again is gravy mixes, turkey, chicken, pork, beef, uh, you know, uh, spices with using like a taco spice, any of those type of things, and then having regular spices on top of that, with that mix of stuff, it's going to make it better to eat. And so, bouillon cubes are awesome as well. Yep, that's a good thing to have. And like I said, when I think you're going to get a good, hopefully, a good idea with this series of what we're going to be doing. It's going to be Aldi shopping. It's going to be the dollar store. It's going to be, and I love it when people say, and this is the other thing that I saw this comment, and I always thought that this was interesting because I always laugh when I hear this, and I will tell you why. They were like, oh, a lot of that crap that comes from the dollar store is not nutritionally good and blah 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 blah. Granted, a lot of it probably isn't. Beans and pasta and rice, that doesn't really make a big difference. You're looking for long-term food stuff that you can eat long-term. Here's the thing, and I will say this, and I've said this before. When it's SHTF and I have a can of Franken beans, and you might not like Franken beans and you don't think it's all that healthy to eat Franken beans, you're going to beg me for that can of rice and beans, okay? Yeah, oatmeal beats no meal. Exactly. I love that. That's a great saying. And that's actually one of the things that we will be getting with our preps for that $10 a week. We will be adding oatmeal because, again, oatmeal stores very well, and it's very filling, and it's very nutritious. A lot of protein with oatmeal. And basically, here's the other thing, and I had to laugh at this one too, because like I said, I see some of these comments, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what people are thinking, but they're like, oh well, the beans, like, it takes a lot of firewood and it takes a lot of water to cook that, which is true, okay, but if you are anywhere where there's water, and if you're properly prepared, you should have plenty of water, right? Also, at the same time, if there is a SHTF situation and the power grid's not working, how do you think you're cooking your food anyway? You're going to be gathering wood, if you have wood to gather. And again, location, location, location. Yep, peanut butter is another very good thing, Terrence Parker Jr. That will be another thing that we're going to be looking to add on to this as well, because again, a great fat source, and a great protein source. So, like I said, we're going to do this little series. I'm going to show you how simple it is to for $10 a week. And here's the thing. So all the people are out there going to say, "Oh, I don't have $10 a week for that. I can't have $10 a week for prepping." Well, here's a couple of tips. Okay, and I'm not being facetious and I'm not being nasty saying this. Okay, if you live in New York, buy one less pack of cigarettes a week because somehow people always have money. Well, they have money for four things. People, I don't care how poor you are, people always have money for four things. You know what those four things are? Those four things are cigarettes, drugs, right? Alcohol, and lottery tickets. They will always have money for that, okay? Now, here's the other advice that I will give you. Give up some of that stuff. You'll have more money to work with. Also, if you go don't one less meal at McDonald's, right? One less meal at McDonald's. One person, there's $10 at McDonald's easy. So if you took that $10 that you would have pitched away for one meal that is absolutely not nutritious, right? And took that $10 and put it towards something else, prep wise, there you go. So when the people tell me they don't have the money, I really have a hard time with it. And I know a lot of people are on a fixed income. And guess what? Here's the weird thing. Let me just say it. I've had so many people on here say to me, I am on a fixed income and I still prep. Imagine that. People love to make excuses of why they can't do something. If people used half the energy that they use for making excuses and put it into being productive, they would be unstoppable. They'd be unstoppable. But it's so much easier to piss and moan and complain. And I'm not saying you guys are doing that. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. But what I'm saying is people in general, I see it all the time. They got every excuse in the world of why they can't do this and why they can't do that. And that's why they're not successful. And they never will be. They never will be. Yes, food pantries is another great way to prep as well. If you are low income and you don't have a great income, you can go and you can get stuff at food pantries. So there's another opportunity. So, I have all the money I'll ever need if I die by 4 p.m. tomorrow. That's a great point. That is a great point. So, yep, true, Ed. People need to put on their adult pants. Yeah, they sure do. And like I said, I hate excuses. I hate excuses when, well, I can't do this because of that. Well, I can't do this because of that. If you want it bad enough, if you want to do something bad enough, you can do it. It's as simple as that. If you sit down, figure it out, you can do it. And that's what it comes down to. But like I said, most people have no desire. They would rather make excuses and do nothing because they're, well, I would have done this. I had a guy that I was talking to, and he told me, and I'm obviously not going to mention names, but he was trying to put a group together, and he's got like 45 acres, and I'll give you an example. My son-in-law, he said, my son-in-law will come out and he'll hunt on my property and he'll do that type of stuff. If I ask him for a hand, he's MIA, right? Missing in action. No, never there to give a hand to help with anything. But boy, if it's something that he wants, then he's there, right? I've tried to put people together. It's so difficult to do so, and I get it because people don't want to do anything. They want everything done for them. That's what drives me insane about our society now. Instant gratification, instant gratification. That's what they're looking for. And they got every reason in the world why, every excuse why, everything from, mommy didn't hold me enough when I was a baby. I got smacked around when I was a kid. I was bullied. So that's why, it's just all these are excuses. All of them are excuses. And it's crap. It's crap. And I'm sorry, I'm going to call people out on that all day long because I can't stand that. When I moved off grid, and again, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but when I moved off grid, everybody and their brother told me I couldn't do it. No way. you're not going to be successful. You're not going to be able to do it. And guess what? Here we are 9 years later. And not only do I have, the one property in New York that we lived off grid up there, and they're still living off grid up there. Now I have this one down here. So it can be done, especially even if you have no skills. Guess what? You're going to learn. You're going to learn. And, and that's what I know that feeling, Ed, but I stopped doing for those who want me to move mountains and give nothing in return. And I don't blame you on that, Ann, at all. I don't blame you. People will use you until you are used up, and a lot of times then they throw you away, unfortunately. Like I said, it's just you are your own captain. You are the one that can change your destiny. You are the one that can make anything happen if you put your mind to it. When I talk about STD at the end of the videos, when I talk about all the stuff that I talk about, it's because it's so true. I use STD, guys, all the time because, again, I get frustrated like anybody else. It's not happening fast enough. It's not coming together fast enough, right? And I wish it did, and I wish it was faster. But guess what? Reality don't always work like that. So as long as you are making forward progress and you're doing something, something is better than nothing. Because guess what? If you're doing nothing, if you're doing absolutely nothing, and then SHTF happens, you're screwed. And who do you have to blame? You got nobody else to blame because myself, other YouTubers out there, we're giving you the tools. We're showing you the way. We're showing you how you can do that. And that's why I'm and again, let me give full credit to to Joe from St. Bernard Acres. He was the one that said to me, "Hey, you know what? Maybe go back to basics. Go back and start and do a series like this." He goes, and for people that are just beginning, and also for people that have been doing it, and it'll get them back to the basics. And so I definitely give Joe credit for making the suggestion. And so but again, I'm going to take it and I'm going to run with it. And I think it can be a great series, and it's going to show people how this is possible, what you can do, and those type of things. And I think it's going to be fun at the same time. And obviously we're not going to be buying, if I pick up buckets to store stuff in, that's going to be something extra. We're going to take that $10 a week, and we're going to focus on food preps, water, and those type of things. Okay, and that's what we're going to do. And so we're gonna, probably the first month is strictly going to be food, because realistically, water, if you are anywhere where there's a decent amount of water, if you have any kind of concept of how to filter water, or that's totally different. But getting the stuff that you're going to need for basic stuff for survival, that's what we're going to do with this series. And I think it's going to be fun, because it's not just going to be beans and rice and beans and rice. Now, the first video obviously was beans and rice. Sawyer mini water filter, right? you know but so we're going to focus on, like, the next time, we may pick up a salt and pepper shaker. I mean, those are not super expensive. We may pick up some spices. We may look at maybe getting a couple of canned goods. But we're going to work on getting things to put us in that position. We're definitely going to be getting, with this series, we're going to be getting plenty of spices. We're going to get gravy mixes. We're going to add meats. But again, meat is obviously more expensive, so we have to plan accordingly with what we're doing. We want to get a decent amount of our proteins, and that's what we started with the rice and the beans, to get us started. Give us those starting things. Hey, there's 80K man. You may need to spend $10 on a bucket and a gamma lid 1 week. Well, I will probably. I already obviously have those, Okie Forge, but I definitely will be storing stuff that way in a 5 gallon bucket, and but yeah, that would be the way that is expensive as that is. That would be like a week and a half. So I don't want to. What we'll do is when we do the series, I will absolutely take a 5 gallon bucket with a gamma lid, and say, listen, this is extra. This is not part of the budget for what we're doing. We're going to focus on stuff that's going to keep you alive. That's what we're going to do. The other stuff, I'll tell people, yeah, you need to go out and you need to get this too. But that's not going to be the focus of this series. So start a cooking show next. Yeah, I'll be like Julia Childs. Hello. Sorry, that's the best Julia Childs impersonation that I have. So, oh boy. But and here's I gotta say this, and I love the bus chops. Okay, I love the bus chops. I like to joke. I like to have a good time, and we're gonna do the egg count here shortly. So just give me a second. I just want to make this point, and then we're gonna do the egg count. One of the things I got to tell you with my group, okay, one of the things I got to tell you, we just have a lot of fun as well. Yeah, we're working and we're getting things done and we're making progress, but we have so much fun at the same time. We're busting balls, we're joking around, we're having a good time. It's not all work, 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 and it's so serious. And yeah, what we're doing serious. Yes, okay, what we're doing is serious, but you don't have to do things with a stick up your behind. All right, you can have fun while you're doing it at the same time. All right. All right. So let us now. I will tell you when to start making your guesses. Any early guesses will not be counted. Let's be clear. See? So, Shanista, you put that guess up, doesn't count until I say we're doing it. Okay. So, just again, a reminder, whoever wins the egg count is going to win this book by Ron Foster. All right. Ronald's Post Apocalyptic Railroad by Ron Foster. The winner will get this. If you win the egg count tonight, you need to send me your mailing information to preppernurse1 at yahoo.com. All right. So putting that out there ahead of time. So, how many eggs today? And yes or no for thick neck. And I will give you guys your time now. It starts now. So there we go. Give you guys a moment to get your guesses in. Give you a moment. I will tell you this before we do the egg count. It was lucky the egg count was not yesterday, because yesterday no one would have guessed right on the egg count. And I will tell you why. Yesterday was one egg yesterday, and it was thick neck. It's the first time she's laid in months. So um, she was the only one that laid yesterday. Becky called me up. She was all excited. She's like, oh my God, you're not going to believe it. So, yeah, so thick neck did lay yesterday. Now, today, if you had the same exact guess, is Kathy Same Love? I'm probably said her last name wrong. Same old love. Then you are 100% correct with one egg and no thick neck today. So Kathy is the winner. Kathy is actually one of my hardcore members as well, and she was the first one to have it right. So congratulations, Kathy. If you would send me your information and shoot me that email at preppernurse1 at yahoo.com. Uh, I will tell you guys right now, I didn't go out today. I was originally going to go out today and get the other books mailed out. I have not done it yet. Okay. what I'm probably going to end up doing is, I plan on working tomorrow. I'm not leaving the property. I'm going to be working on stuff. So, what I'll probably do first part of next week, because then I'll have Sundays as well, and I will get everybody mailed out at the same time, and we will get these books out the door and on the way. So, congratulations, Kathy. You actually did win something in this live stream for the egg count. So, congratulations for that. All right. So, what are we at? 391 on the people in the chat. We are at 244 on the thumbs up, guys. So, again, um, Ed, the theme of that book is using a go-kart on a railroad track to forage big city, etc. Look at the homemade thing on the cover. All right, so I'm going to show you this cover again, and that's what Ron's talking about. It's using the railroad tracks and using a cart on the railroad tracks to use. So he's talking about foraging. All right, so very cool. Thank you for letting us know that, Ron. And I'm sure that will be very helpful information for Kathy. So if there's any, so I'll just show you that picture right there, guys. And that's the cart that he's talking about to put on the railroad tracks. Because obviously, after SHTF happens, railroad tracks are still going to be there, but there will be no trains running. So if you can build something and design something to utilize to use it for your best interest, that's a good thing. So, but so that's cool. All right, man, I was excited today. I got to tell you, it was I was really just to get started on you know on this project of getting that road better. How many feet do you need to cover? My road is 8/10 of a mile from the main road back to the camper. So it's 8/10 of a mile. And of that right now, 8/10 of a mile, other than what just got done today, that still needs to be crowned off and everything like that. So that won't happen until my neighbor gets back in here with his tractor. 2/10 of a mile is in good shape because we ended up putting 4 loads of stone, the number 2 stone, in, if you remember, in the fall, and I did do a video on that. And just wanted to say the $10 a week prepping video I think is a great idea. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I think hopefully it's educational. It'll help people. Are you only using 2 stone? Yes. For right now, we need to get a very serious base on things. And so we're only using 2 stone. Okay, that's what we're going to be using. Eventually, what we're going to end up doing, we'll get the 2 stone down, and then we may go over the top of that with a crush and run once we get that good base down. Well, now what we have to see, what we have to find out, obviously in the long run, is that going to sink down into the mud and disappear? Right now, I will tell you the 4 loads that we put in the fall in the road, and we put it in the worst part of the road then. That part of the road is awesome. It is awesome. So, we still, like I said, we have 6/10 of a mile to work on. And the one turn, I will tell you right now, the one turn, we got to dig up the old culvert, put in a new culvert, and do all that. That is not going to be cheap either. So, that was something that we were hoping to get done by now, but because the rest of the road has turned into such a sloppy mess, we're going to focus on the rest of the road first, and we'll save that for last. So, um, will that happen this year? I hope so. I do hope so. But I think there is some type of fiber cloth for gravel roads, but don't know if it's pricey. Okay, awesome sauce. Thank you. Well, with the bigger stone, it makes a better base, and so basically, a lot of up here, you have probably 3 to 4 inches of dirt, and then it's all clay underneath. And when the clay gets wet, it's just a slippery, sloppy mess. You guys have seen, from our other digging excursions, how tough that clay is. So I think with putting the number 2 stone, like I said, the mistake was made. We put in crush and run, thinking that that was going to do it. Obviously, it has not. Right? It has not. So we get that heavy number 2 stone down. That's going to give us a really good base. And then, like I said, we can always go crush and run over the top of that. So uh, the the gray dust in it turns to concrete kind of on the bottom. Okay, yeah, and that's what we're hoping for. So we'll get there. Like I said, we got basically one full load in on the road. So real happy about that. That's going to be a lot easier getting out of that upper part, which I'm really happy about that. And the rest of it, if it takes me one pickup truck load at a time, well, guess what? That's what I'm going to do. And if it ever freezes up and gets to a point where he can actually come on in there and start doing it, then that will be fantastic. Um, but right now, we got to do what we got to do. We're the springs are always wet anyway, so how long am I supposed to sit on my hands and try to drive in on crap? You know what I mean? So, but but like I said, it's going to be a project that's going to be a while, and but I'm excited about it. I just like I said, I don't mind the workout. I really don't, and so I'll just get up there. I'll one load at a time and do what I can, and what I'd love to get to a point where I just basically I'm driving, part of it, stop, fill in the ruts, and then just go a little bit more, fill in the ruts, and then the next time I go through, that's much better, for the road. So ditches on the side of the road for drainage. Awesome sauce. Once we get into the woods, what we have is the mountain on this side, and on the other side is the drop off. So it's just basically making certain areas where it has the opportunity to run off. With the bigger stone is not going to wash away. The crush and run washes away. The bigger stone's not going to do that. So that's going to be, you know, that's going to be a better way for that to go. So, like I said, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to see, how far I can get with the 25 tons that I got sitting up on top right now. Right. I'm going to wait and see how that goes. Once I get a good dent into that, I'm going to call Danny back up and say, bring us. Where did Steve run off the road? He did it on the main road, on his way to work. There was a spot where he was coming off of a hill. It's very hilly, where I'm at. So he was coming off a hill, hit an ice patch, and it just took him right off of the side of the mountain. And when he actually called, he told me later, when he called me, he goes, and actually it was on video because we were working on the bunker. He says, "Hey man," he says, "I went off the road. Can you come and get me?" And I said, "Well, where are you?" And he goes, "Well, I'm past where all the dogs are barking and stuff." And I said, "Okay." So, he was laying on his back down in the ditch when he called. So, not a whole lot of fun, not a good time at all. But he's okay. He's doing better. Not a, like I said, it's just what are you going to do? I mean, it's just we're actually what we're going to work. We're going to be working on. We're trying to figure stuff out. But he might try to get an electric bike, and they vary. I mean, you could get them for 500, or you can get them for 5,000. Obviously, he's not looking to get one for 5 grand, but I hit my debt ceiling. I just got more credit cards. That's what the government does. Yeah, well, pretty much that's what the government does. Yeah, they just get more debt. They raise it up. They give themselves what is it? A credit line increase. That's what the government does. So, but It's all on a hill in West Virginia. That is for sure. You know, yeah, they have some that are like mountain bikes. Yeah, so I mean, he's kind of looking at possibly doing something like that because it's like I said, it is very hilly. It's very very hilly. So, but anyway, oh, just I'm really I'm going to tell you what, guys. I think you're going to really enjoy the progress this year. Obviously, first part of this year, the focus is absolutely going to be on the road, and so we're going to continue to work on that. When we get together here next month, we are going to hopefully get the post in. We got like 2 holes to go that need to get down about 6 more inches, and then we're going to be getting the post in, and we're going to have to get the Quikrete in there for the post and get that set up that way. Excuse me. And so once we do that, we're going to be in a lot better shape, and we'll get that going. We will continue to work on the bunker. If I get a nice load of stone in there before everybody gets here, because I'm hoping, I mean, it's probably an ambitious idea, but I am hoping I can move that 25 tons of gravel before the next get together, and I can have the next one in there. So, yes, he was dumping the stone in the parking spot out by the road. Yep, that's where I had him dump it. Yep. So it just what I actually today, it actually was not bad because I just pulled the truck up on the side of it and literally was able, like, if you saw before, I was like basically down in a hole trying to shut up over my shoulder. This time I was able to just stand to the side of it and just shovel and then in, shovel and then in. So, uh, you know, like I said, we'll work on it. I'm going to try to get that first 25-ton move before the next get together. Hopefully, we'll have a more in there, and then we'll just look at the what we're going to look at doing is when everybody gets down here, and I say, okay, maybe we take 3 or 4 to pickups, and we load the back of them up, and we just pick the worst spot and fix the worst spot, and then just kind of go from there. I'm going to try to make it you know, as best that I can before everybody gets here. So there's a couple of spots. So what we did is where the spring box is, from the spring box and beyond, there's a really nice stretch that we had done, and then there's like an area that on the other side of the spring box it needs in the tracks. It just needs the tracks filled in, and then there's another area where we had put stone. So I want to tie that area in. So we have, like, if I get to this spot, then I have a nice long stretch where the road is really, really good. So that's another thing that I'm going to be working on. There's some more sloppier spots that really need work too. But like I said, is Steve a resident at the homestead? Yes, Steve is living here full time. He lives down in Eric's Big Blue House. And so, what did he come in August? I think he moved out here in August. Steve has been a buddy of mine for 25 years. I've known him for a very, very long time. And so, you know, he needed a place to go. And I said, well, hey, man, come here. As long as you give me a hand with different things that I'm doing, like today, help me pick up all those 50-pound bags and help me put them into the road, which, having that extra pair of hands is huge. He was raking as well up there, raking stone and moving stone today as well. So, I mean, every extra hand that you have, it definitely helps. It was his day off, so he was able to do that. So, all right, we are past time. So again, I'm behind, like I always am behind. Time goes by so fast. So before we start doing shout outs again, I am going to ask for a thumbs up. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel. We're at 373 in the chat. We're at 275 on the thumbs up. So thank you for that. It really makes a huge, huge difference for algorithms as well. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. So I do appreciate it for that reason as well. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you ahead of time. All right, so We're going to start out with Icky Can up in Canada. He's been posting again, so definitely go up and check him out. Really good guy, very, very down to earth. And so he's got a good thing going up in Canada, so definitely show him some support. And JJ will throw his link up there. We have Angry Prepper with Jason down in New York City. Jason is awesome, good dude. And so definitely go show him some support as well. You have Alaska Prepper with Rudy, really nice guy as well, very down to earth. Go show some love to Alaska Prepper. Tell him Prepper Nurse One sent you over. There is Alaska Granny. Definitely go check her out. You have Sean James with the Sean James channel and My Self Reliance. Two different channels, same guy. Building up in Alaska as well. Not Alaska, I'm sorry. Building up in Canada as well. Doing a great job up there. So definitely check him out. You have Demcad. Love him as well. He actually moved out of the city, got into a better location. So he's practicing what he's preaching. So which I think that is a good thing. You have Corporal's Corner. There's Bjorn Hansen. You have 80K Man up in the Adirondacks. There is Bizariza Jizza, who does the Carrington Chronicles. Nice series, very cool, good to listen to. A lot of good information with that. You have Marfugal News with Adam and Dax out on the west coast of Seattle. Really good channel as well. Good down-to-earth guys. You have Magic Prepper in North Dakota. There is Wranglestar, and that's Cody. A lot of good information with him as well. Very smart guy. Red Poppy Ranch. There's Survival Lily. You have Kyle's Cabin with Kyle and Sierra up in Minnesota doing their thing. Very nice young couple up there. Definitely go show them some support as well. There is Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods. Husband-wife team, two different channels. Really good people. A lot of good information with them. All right. Where am I? We have Green Greg's. Southern Prepper 1, giving you the Boots on the Ground series. A lot of good information with that. There is Gray Man Prepping. You have St. Bernard Acres with Joe. There is Doug and Stacy, another really good channel. Definitely go show them some support as well. The Nomadic Movement down in Panama. The young couple's back with their baby back down in Panama right now, and they're doing well. Green Dream Project out in Arizona. Love them, trying to live in the desert, doing what they need to do. Very, very cool series. They're doing really, really well. You have Camping with Steve Wallace, who does stealth camping. A lot of fun. And actually, that's a good prepper kind of thing as well. Kind of gives you an idea of where you can kind of blend in and not be seen. So I think that's kind of a neat thing. There is Bush Doctor Survival. You have Monkey Works, The Needy Homesteader. There is Boss of the Swamp. He's been around a very, very long time. You have the Oppenheimer Ranch Project with Diamond. All right. Really, really smart man. Talks a lot about the Grand Solar Minimum and what is going on. And so definitely check him out. You have Tara with the Appalachian Homestead. There is City Prepper, Lumina Acres, Suspicious Observer. There is Bear Independent. You have the Uneducated Economist. There is Bushcraft Bear in the Canary Islands of La Palma. There is Mary Greeley News. Mary Greeley gives you all the latest updates of what is going on with Yellowstones and the earthquakes across the country. There is Adapt 2030. You have Malachi's Corner. There is Ice Age Farmer. If you're going to get your weather, you need to get your weather from Ryan Hall Y'all. Really good guy, very, very down to earth, does a lot, gives a lot back to the community, which I think is a very good thing. And really passionate about the weather. And so I definitely will recommend him all the time. There is Russell Brand. I also like Russell Brand. Gives you the information, and he makes you have the choice if you want to listen to it or not. Deep South Homestead. There is The Outsider, The Fit Farmer. There is Prep Rebel, Simple Life Reclaimed. There is Townsend's, The Prepared Mind out in California. You have Pinball Preparedness down in Tennessee. There's East Tennessee Preparedness, The Economic Ninja, and Little House Off Gritty, another couple that is down in Tennessee. There's a lot of other good channels out there. Those are the ones that I'm giving shout outs for. So definitely check those out as well. There's a lot of good channels out there. There's a lot of good information. People look at things differently, and I think that it is important that we keep an open mind and look at the other ways that people look at things as well. So a lot of good channels, a lot of good channels, and everybody's not going to do it the same. You know what I mean? So Ice Age Farmer moved to Rumble. Okay, he may have. Yeah, he got zapped too many times. Yeah, I understand that. I understand that. Uh, but anyway, guys, keep prepping, keep taking care of your business. You're going to be just fine. Uh, Steady, steady, steady. You know, Prepared Mind left California. Well, good for him. Where did he go to? We the people. I haven't been over to his channel in a while, so I have no idea. Where did he move to? But anyway, so we are at that point of the stream. We are Legion. We are down south. He won't tell us. Ah, okay. Well, like I said, good thing that he left California. That's all I can say. But anyway, um, we are Legion. We are many. We are all over the country. We're all over the world. Where is everybody from tonight? We have Janet up in BC, Canada. We have Tucson, Arizona with Angela. Missouri and the Ozarks with Delbert. Philip from Melbourne, Australia is in the house. Okie Forge is from Nowhere, Oklahoma. We have BC, Canada. Inverness, Florida with Clyde in the house. Judy is in Edgewater, Florida. Morning Light in West Virginia. We have Raleigh, North Carolina with Terrence. New Mexico with Nate. Verone, BC, Canada. St. Augustine, Florida. Greenlee County, Arizona. The beautiful Pennsylvania Wilds. There is Hale, Michigan with Joe. Northwest Indiana. Carlise in the UK with Ann. Glad to have you here, and thanks for staying up late with us. We have Waterloo, New York with Sharon. Western New York with Karen. We got Mississippi in the house with Alan Rice. St. Augustine, Florida with Diane. Let's see. East Tennessee Preparedness is in Kingsport, Tennessee. Western North Carolina with Christine. South Dakota with Wanda. We got Sherry Ann from Western New York. We have, let's see, Southwest Virginia with Alan. Let's see. Okay, Kathy, thanks for sending out that email. Appreciate it. Mary Miles in Wyoming. We have Campbell, Missouri with Antonio. Central Georgia with Tony. Trenton, Florida. Nightman's wife. Okay. Let's see. Southeast Arizona with Shirley's in the house. We have Kathy up in BC, Canada. Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. We have, let's see, Birdsboro, Pennsylvania with Melissa. We got Montana's in the house. We have Central Wisconsin with John. So again, guys, we're all over the country. We're all over the world. We are a huge, huge network of people. We are the ones that can make a difference now, and we can make a difference after an event. We got Troutman, North Carolina with Troy. We have Vicky and Marianne from Northern Georgia. So, but again, we're all over the place. We're the ones that can make a difference now by trying to wake people up and educate people. We can make even more of an impact after an event because we will be the ones that have the skill sets. We will be teachers. We will be teaching people how to help themselves. And I think that that is important. I think that's what we should be doing. So definitely, continue to do what you can do. That's all we can do, right? So. But we're a huge network of people. Man, I'll tell you what, if we ever could truly organize, that's a lot of pull we could have. A lot of pull. But again, like anything else, they don't want us to organize. They don't want us to work together. They don't want us to be in a situation where, we are trying to do something positive. Kind of sad, honestly. Yet we will thrive and survive, a lot of us out there. Yeah, it's not just about surviving. We got the west coast of Florida with Kit. It's about thriving. That should be the goal, is thriving. Surviving, surviving is great, but I would rather be in a situation where I could take a hot shower every day. Now I'm not in that situation right now, but we'll get that set up before, in the spring probably. But the prepared mine is in Mississippi. Okay, Alan, thank you. That's a big cry. It's a whole nother world from California, that's for sure. But anyway, thriving is the goal. Is being as comfortable as possible, you know, and being able to have the creature comforts that make a transition into a post-world nightmare better. We got Brenda from Oklahoma. Very cool. So, but yeah, like I said, guys, all just stay at it. Don't give up. Don't become despondent. Even if it's, you can only do a little bit at a time. And I'm gonna tell you what, I realize a lot of people are hurting bad right now. A lot of people are hurting bad. Uh, you know, and it's understandable. This society is going down a toilet. Everything is so much more expensive. It's very, very difficult, and it just you have to do what you can. But as long as you are right, make an SHTF condition feel like normal living. Well, that's the goal, Terrence. That is the goal. Being able, I want you guys to think about this, and like I said, this is my goal. All right, this is my goal. SHTF happens, and I am prepared the way that I want to be prepared. I would have an underground freezer in place so that I can still have a freezer and I can do with the things that I need to do as far as keeping, meats and supplies and stuff like that cold so that I can use without electricity. Being able to have storage, a root cellar, obviously, so that I can have an area where I can keep things that I don't have to worry about the heat or the cold affecting them. Being able to take a hot shower, being able to have safe drinking water, being able to stay warm with a wood stove, and not just in one building, but several buildings. Being able to, you know, uh, continue to build, have plenty of food, have animals, and being able to be as efficient and self sufficient as we possibly could in that situation. I think what a lot of people don't understand is how quickly things can go sideways and how bad things can be really, really quickly. And there's going to be a lot of people out there that have no shot of making it, none. And if you are in a situation, and you think about it, let's look at Angry Prepper where he's located. Okay, he's in the middle of New York City. If things went quick down the toilet quick, and I'm sure he's got a plan to get out of there, but it's going to be real, real tough to get out of New York City. It's going to get real tough to get out of there. And so, unless he leaves super, super early, it's not going to be a fun time. And the last place I would want to be in a situation like that is in a city environment where, all kinds of bad things can happen, especially because the movie Escape from New York is based on true events. Oh, okay. But like I said, put yourself in a situation for success. That's the goal. That's what we should all be striving for. That's what we should all be trying to do. All right. So, anyway, guys, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean. It means a lot to me. I do appreciate everything that you do for me, ladies and gentlemen. It means a lot. I want to thank all you guys for being here, because without you guys here, then I'm not here, right? So really is a lot of fun. I do enjoy these chats. I hope we all learn something. I learn things too. So, people make suggestions and say, hey, what about this? What about that? And I'm like, yeah, that's a really good idea. So that's pretty cool too. But anyway, guys, remember, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. If we could ever figure that one out, we will be in much better shape. We have to stop letting them divide us. We have to start coming together and working together. Stop letting them use race. Stop letting them use religion. Stop letting them use political affiliation. Stop letting them use the vaxxed and the unvaxxed crap, okay? Don't let them use that to divide you, to make friends enemies. The political stuff, it drives me crazy. It really, truly does, because it's two feathers of the same bird, the left and the right. They're all going to screw you in the end. And if you can figure that one out, trust me, you're going to be in better shape. Okay. Also, remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really, really important that we tell the people who we care about every day how we feel. And thank you very much for the donation. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. Also, remember, guys, and this is the important one, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. As long as you are making forward progress, you're making progress. Set realistic goals and then set about to making them happen. It's as simple as that. It may sound, it's not complicated. It's not. Set realistic goals that you can accomplish, set about to making them happen. When you achieve that goal, when you get that thing done, then you move on to the next one. It's simple, really, really simple. So, anyway, guys, I hope everybody has a fantastic night. Hope you have a very safe weekend. You're going to be seeing some videos of me moving stone tomorrow. And I'm going to talk about, too, what I'm doing out there, and I'll show you guys. Be safe, everybody, and I will see you all later. Prepper Nurse One, out for now.